morning. Welcome to this session on quality function deployment. This is a very important subject in product design or service design. This tool is very popularly used in Japanese companies. Earlier, it was you can see that in big companies like Toyota, Honda. This was regularly used in very early 80s. Started people across the world. Many companies started adopting this in a product design. This is a compact information about the product, product related design related information in one document, one template captures many things about product related. So we will see that how actually it is done with this template. We'll try to capture the essence of this QFD. Quality function deployment, voice of the customer. Mainly it focuses on the voice of the customer, house of quality, how actually the entire template is built. We'll be discussing that. And the QFD is an approach that integrates the voice of the customer into the product and service deployment process. And this is a template. You can see this. Basically, it's a left-hand side. There is a box. This is the left-hand side box, and the right-hand side box is a competitive assessment. Left-hand side is a customer requirement. And in the middle, this is called the relationship matrix. And at the top, design requirements, more of design language, basically design specifications of the product. And correlation matrix is in a triangle portion. It is shown in the triangle matrix. And the bottom, there is a specifications or the target values. These are some of the important parameters captured in the while you build this template. So we'll see with one example so that people can easily relate. So this example is like something like a product related customer specifications, customer requirements. Customer requirements is captured this side. And you can see that all this customer about the product, easy to close. It is something like something like a product which basically customer how you sees from his point of view, usage point of view, and cost point of view, and safety point of view, how customer views that product. So it's captured in this left hand side of this template. And you see that there is a rating is given importance to that customer requirements. So 1 to 10 scale, you can give the weightages to all these customer requirements. And then there is something called the engineering characteristics. Basically, it's like more of like a product specifications. Product specifications, if you take any catalog of the product, or if you see the design drawing of the product, so generally you get all this information about the product, like something like this is something a product related to something like electric item, I think. So this basically it's like these specifications are captured on the top, and the specification interrelationship is also captured through this triangular matrix. And you can see that you use the symbols, double circle, single circle, and if there is no relationship between the parameter, technical specification, design specifications, you can use this negative symbol X you can use. Strong negative, you can star is used wherever is a strong, like inversely it is like affecting the influencing those parameters. So strongly positive, strongly negative, in between positive and the negative. So these are the symbols used. Here in this portion, basically you are connecting customer requirements with this design characteristics using these three symbols. One is double circle, generally we call strong positive, single circle, moderate, and there is something called a triangle also we use in some other form. You see here relationships. These are the three symbols we use: strong, medium, and small. So triangle is for the small. So these are the numbers, weightages given to those. Basically, if it is a double circle means 9. So you get an idea like how much it impacts the customer requirements, how it is these two connected. So you try to understand the relationship between the customer requirements and design specifications. And if you see the right hand side, competitive evaluation. So here you use yours is X company, and you are comparing with the A and B competitor company on 1 to 5 scale on these customer requirements. These are the customer requirement 1, customer requirement 2, customer requirement 3, easy to open, doesn't leak in rain, no road noise, importance. These are the some of the customer requirements. And this you try to compare your product versus your competitor product. And A is your competitor A, and B competitor. So you are comparing your your score against your competitor. Customer compares this. It is not you do the thing. It is a customer how he assess your brand against your competitor. So you can see that X X is your company and AB is the competitor's company. So how the difference you can wherever the gap is more, there is you need to bridge that gap. Customer is seeing that gap in the market. The interpretation is very, very important. How the customer views your product in the market compared to your competitor's product. So this is very essential information. Basically, you can use this for the something called once you start improving the product, probably you want to communicate to the product, communicate to the customer segment. So you can see how who is the nearest competitor. Probably you can design appropriate, basically tool, appropriate, the communication system, like to highlight those points, the gaps between these points. So if you done something like real, improvement through design changes or some modifications in the process, once you do that, you try to communicate that. So you address this through proper communication. So that's the main purpose of this entire thing. And even to initiate those, once you identify these gaps, you start improving your product. So how to prioritize your improvement? There are many design specifications, design technical specifications, how to take up. So you are always having a resource constraint. So there is something called all these things for these technical parameters, you are having a technical target values. What is the value? How much, technical specification, how much, what is the target value? You compare with your competitor, what is the industry standards? So something like maybe, something you can get this type of information from the benchmarking, like a product related specifications you can take from the market surveys. So studying the competitor's product, you can get these values. Target value, what is the target value, and what is your level? Technical evaluation is basically 5 is the best, 1 is the lowest. So your company specification, technical specification versus your competitors technical specification. You can see the gap. So this gives a very specific specific clarity on the the improvements on design related. So like on these parameters, technical parameters, these are the target values and how you score. So one is a bottom about your technical improvements. It gives the priorities where which one to be addressed first, which one to be addressed next. Like that, you can prioritize by seeing this gap. And here you can once you do that improvements in the product specifications, and you can use this information to communicate to the customer. Once you do that, you are addressing a perception, customer perception about your brand. And there is something a triangular thing. This is very essential information. Interrelationship, there may be some parameters interrelated, like there is you can, if it is positively linked or negatively linked, you can use this information in optimization, like whichever is, you may take some parameters, some improvements, but parallelly that influences some other parameter, technical parameter. So that that basically that this things helps you to choose which one is the best one to change. So which one is the best alternative to change. If you change this, there is a relationship between this parameter and this parameter. So if you increase this, probably proportionately it will, this also will increase. So you need not do both the changes in that modifications in the product design. So you can do only one. If you attempt, the second automatically you get. So something negatively also you get. So you need to balance this. You use this information to choose the best alternative, and for cheaper alternative and a faster alternative. So you can get the desired result by basically focusing on those parameters. So one is, once you do the improvements, you can focus more on like communicating to the customer. So customer perception, you need to bridge through advertisements, through communication, through demonstrations. So it is this gaps, wherever gaps are more, so try to build that so that you can compete in the market. Basically this is more of perception related. So once you do this through improvement, this is basically on that basis, whatever improvements you do, you try to communicate to the end customer. So customer basically assessing you on the basis of his own perception. So this is in a nutshell a very powerful information for a product or service design. So thank you so much for your time.